Here we go. Hi, everyone. This is Shauna Fritzler with Jeffco PTA. Thank you so much for coming to our special meeting. And we are kicking off the this meeting with George Stern, our Jefferson County Clerk and Recorder. We wanted to make sure that we provide information to our PTA members and our community members in Jefferson County who can answer, so that they can ask questions and answer questions about election security, how that works, how mail-in ballots work, how we can trust the election system. So, George, we are so very grateful that you are joining us. How many days before the election?
6 to go.
There we go. Well, you are definitely giving us a gift of your time. I know how busy it is right now. So thank you so much for doing that. And would you please just let us know, how do we trust this process? What's true? How does Jefferson County work? How does Colorado work? And how do we make sure that people's votes are taken care of and counted and protected?
Yeah, of course. And thanks for having me for that, Shona. And I want to be respectful of your all time and especially the students coming after me. Did you have a time in mind for how long we'd do this part of the agenda, Shona?
You may take your time. You are the majority of our agenda, and then we honor our students. So
okay.
Please.
Well, I don't want to delay the honoring of students more than I have to, but I'll give you all a few minute overview and then happy to take any questions at all you have on any of this. Shona is unfortunately right. As I'm sure you all have heard, there are some opinions out there about mail ballot systems and their security or lack thereof. And I'm here to tell you that we've got a phenomenal system here in Colorado that is quite secure. And I'm gonna, give you a little bit of an overview of what that looks like. And so if you're getting questions about it or have any doubts yourself, you can be able to have the points to refute any of that. But just want to highlight, we do have an election on Tuesday, June 30th. It is 6 days away. This is a very active group. I'm hoping I'm going to see a few hands here. Who has already voted in the June 30th election? Awesome. Yeah, and I'm glad I'm not seeing the people clearly under 17 years old raising their hands. So thank you for that too. Thank you for voting early. That really does help us. It helps us. It helps you too, because we always hear that you want results faster, and we can get you those results a lot faster if you get us those ballots earlier. Helps us process them faster. So it is now too late to mail your ballot. If you haven't mailed your ballot, if you haven't returned your ballot yet, please use one of our 24-hour drop boxes. That's usually the most popular method among voters. We have more than doubled the number of drop boxes in Jefferson County because we needed to make sure we were putting them in areas that had lower turnout, but also making it more accessible for folks. So when I came into office, Lakewood, a city of 150,000 people, had one 24-hour drop box, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
We now have 7, and we're going to keep adding ahead of November to make sure that we've got great coverage throughout, and we've got 31 throughout Jeffco. So and then of course, if you don't have a ballot, you spilled something on your ballot, your dog literally ate your ballot, we've seen all of that. It is not too late to get that fixed. We can't mail you a ballot anymore, but you can come into any of our in-person vote centers. We've taken a lot of COVID precautions to make sure that it's going to be safe to do so. And so you can find those locations on votejeffco.com and still vote and still register to vote. If you know anyone, and especially those of you who know 17-year-olds, we continue to try and spread the word here. 17-year-olds are now allowed to vote in primary elections as long as they will be 18 by November 3rd, the general election. So,
and we also know that 17-year-olds who will be 18 by November 3rd can carry petitions as well.
Yes, and I'm sure you've got them doing that, Shauna. But encourage those folks to vote. They can register just like anyone, 17 or 70 can register to vote up until 7 p.m. on election night, Tuesday, June 30th, and vote right there in person. So we make that all super easy, and it's a great model we have in Colorado, which I want to talk about. So a lot of questions about election security, election integrity, a lot of it coming from states that are having genuine issues right now. We are all lucky to live and vote in Colorado. Colorado has been called by experts on both ends of the political spectrum the safest state in the country to cast a ballot, which should not be taken lightly. That's awesome. That's huge. That's of all 50 states. we are considered the safest, and that is, again, not by political or certain party folks. The President Trump's former Homeland Security Secretary, Kirstjen Nielsen, in 2018 called Colorado the best example that every other state should be emulating for election security. And we've only gotten better since then. So this is a system that has been run in Colorado by Democratic and Republican secretaries of state. A majority of our clerks in Colorado are now and have been for the last many years Republicans. They all support our system. They all are excited about our system and can verify the security of our system. And so, we as clerks are by nature not very partisan because we run elections, and we are trying to take the partisanship that's out there and diffuse it and try and reassure everyone of every party that we've got good elections here. And while usually a large minority of folks don't like the results at the end of the night, at least they can trust the results and know that the results are fair and accurate. So let me give you a sense of why we're so secure. And the overview is that, a mail system is paper ballots, and paper beats machines that you can't verify. We verify the signature of every single ballot that comes back in. That's why it's so important that you sign those ballots. And for those of you who have done ballot cure, you know that some people forget to sign their ballots, and you've got to go out and get their signatures afterward. And then that paper trail allows us to audit the results of the election afterward, and we store those for 2 years afterwards. So this starts with our voter rolls, right? There's a big fear that we're mailing ballots to millions of dead people and people who aren't eligible to vote and people who haven't lived in Colorado in years. And that's simply not true. We take great lengths to keep the voter rolls up to date. We get daily updates from the State Department of Health on anyone who has died, and we're immediately removing them from the rolls. We get weekly updates from the United States Postal Service on change of addresses, and we're removing anyone who has moved out of Jefferson County or out of Colorado. And we are getting weekly updates from the prison system for anyone who's incarcerated for a felony. They are not eligible to vote. It's important to say that because of a state law that changed last year, people on parole now are allowed to vote. So as soon as you're out of incarceration, you are now eligible to vote again. That was bipartisan legislation that passed overwhelmingly in the legislature that we're also working to spread the word on. But we are also a member of an organization called ERIC, which has 30 states around the country, and we all share our voter registration databases with each other, so we can see, hey, there's a Shauna Fritzler registered to vote in Arizona. Maybe that's because she moved there, and we never got a change of address on that. And we're comparing any of those duplicate records and making sure that those folks are only registered in one place. So we go to great lengths to get everyone who is eligible to vote registered, but we also make sure that they're only registered in one place and they are still eligible. And that's an important point. Now, everyone has a story of, my friend's son went to college and moved out 4 years ago and a ballot still arrives at his house. That's true. That does happen with some ballots. First of all, you can update that with us, encourage your child to do it, or you can do it for us. Go votecolorado.gov and get that information up to date. But here's why that's not a problem. And here's why we also hear the fear of, it's in my mailbox sitting in the street. I don't check my mail that often. Someone could steal it. We require that every person who votes signs their ballot. And we are verifying the signature on every single ballot that comes back to us. We have bipartisan election judges who are trained by law enforcement who do this for a living, recognizing fraud, to compare those signatures on the ballot envelopes with the signatures we have on file for that person. That could have come from their voter registration, comes from every time you go to the DMV, it comes from every time you vote. We capture that latest signature of yours, and we've got every single one, and we're comparing them side by side. And if a signature is rejected, it then goes to a bipartisan team that double checks it to make sure we're not throwing out a good vote. We do see some that are close calls. We also see, someone broke their arm and they're signing with their left hand this election, or someone got married and changed their name and, now they're signing with a different last name and that looks different than the original signature we have for them. So we double check all those, and then we give everyone who's rejected an opportunity to cure it. They're going to get a a communication from us, and they have until 8 days after the election to say, no, that actually is me. Here's proof. Here's my signature. Here's my ID. I'm good to go. But any that don't cure it get referred to the district attorney's office, and the district attorney's office is then investigating them. And usually, as I said, finding out that, oh, the person changed their name and their signature doesn't look the same because they had to change it. We, in 2018, where we had more than 300,000 voters in Jeffco, the district attorney is still looking into 2 cases of 300,000 voters, and has not found any crime in those cases yet, but is, you know, making sure they cross every T. So voter fraud as an issue is just not one on our radars because it is so exceedingly rare. But if it were, we'd catch it because we're checking every signature. So if someone pulled that ballot out of your mailbox and voted it and sent it back, they would need to have a perfect match of your signature to be able to have that vote counted. We don't even open the envelope of a ballot whose signature is rejected. So there's no way that that ballot would even get put into our stream and counted. And then there's a third way you can check all this, and this is on you, but we have ballot tracking. So you can sign up on our website, votejeffco.com, for ballot tracking, and you'll get alerts from us. You can choose email, text, or phone that tells you when we mail your ballot to you and when we receive your ballot back. And so if you get an alert that we received your ballot back and you know that you did not return a ballot to us, then that's something you would want to flag to us. And we have 30,000 people signed up for these alerts. I have never had someone tell me that their ballot was returned without them knowing about it. So again, a good sign to me that not a lot of fraud going on here.
That is the coolest service. That is the coolest service that you have. So because you do tell us, I get a text and an email. So I'm OCD, so I like to get all of the notifications. So I get a text and an email that says my ballot's on the way. And then as soon as my ballot was counted, so received and counted, I got emails and texts for that too. And it's so very helpful, and it makes me feel so much better to know, okay, good, George has my ballot.
Yeah, and I appreciate you plugging it, Shauna, because we hope everyone signs up for it, and not, you know, less for the fraud issue because we're not really worried about that, but more so that you have that peace of mind, and especially people who mail it back. You know, we're frequently getting calls 4 or 5 days after you put it in the mail. Did you get it yet? And we'll say, hey, just check out ballot tracks at votejeffco.com, and you can know whether we've gotten it or not. If you use a Dropbox, you normally get that alert from us within 24 hours of putting it in the Dropbox that we've processed your ballot and that it's good to be moved on to counting. So we feel very good about the security on all those fronts. Just to highlight a few other points, every single aspect of ballot processing is being done by bipartisan teams of judges. Every single aspect is on 24/7 surveillance, and that video is kept for 2 years. Anyone could ask to go back and review it. Every single aspect is open to watchers. The political parties or issue committees often send people in to watch what we're doing, and they're all welcome. They're welcome at any time. The media is welcome at any time. This is 100% transparent, and anyone who has doubts is welcome to come see it. We are now, at my plug, we're actually doing a tour tomorrow. We do a tour every election. Unfortunately, I can't do it in person this year, but we're doing a virtual tour. It's on our Jeffco Clerk Facebook page, and it's Facebook Live, so there will be video available of it afterward as well, where I'm going to walk you through the entire process, and you'll get to see all these bipartisan judges behind me. You'll get to see all the cameras, so you know I'm not making any of this up. And get to come on in and see the process up close. So if you know anyone who has doubts or questions about it, I'd encourage you to promote the tour to them. 1 p.m. tomorrow on our Facebook page. But if you can't make it, the video will be right there afterward, and we'll share that around so you can make sure you can share that with anyone else who has questions too. And then the beautiful part about our process, again, as I said, is it's 100% paper. You mail us back your ballots, and we then have a paper trail, and we keep that for 2 years after the election. Right after the election, we audit it. This is statewide. We have a risk limiting audit after the election where we make sure that the results from a small subsection that we hand count a second time are exactly as the machine said they were. But we also have that available for 2 years. So if anyone ever raised a question, we could make sure that we go back and check. Frankly, ballots, because they don't have your name on them, are public record. So someone, if they had the time and money, could request all 300,000 ballots for me and count them themselves and make sure that the results we said are exactly as they get from counting them. And that can be done for up to 2 years after the election. So we feel good about it. We hope you feel good about it, and we keep trying to spread the word, because there's a lot of questions created by other states or created by certain folks weighing in on this process. But I want to assure you that elections in Jefferson County and in Colorado are safe, and that more than anything, it's just important that folks keep participating. And that's what we hate to see when people have questions about election integrity, that it sometimes leads to people saying, why would I even bother voting? You know, my vote's not going to be counted, or the election's rigged. And we like seeing as high a participation as possible. Jeffco has been the highest turnout of all the big counties for the last few elections, and we're currently leading the other counties. So I hope you're going to help me continue to make that true in this election. We've got some important races on the ballot, but I feel very good about the security, and I hope you do too. And I hope if you have any remaining questions, or others do, you'll join the tour. But I'm also happy to, I'm going to pause now and take any questions that you all have.
Well, and we so very appreciate, this is actually the second time you've joined us in just this year. So we appreciate it. We are a nonpartisan organization as well. We support initiatives. We do not get involved in candidates, but we do encourage everyone 100% to vote, please. And if anyone has any questions, can you either, oh, we've got some messages in the chat. If you don't mind, I am going to read this to you. Wendy, the website is govotecolorado.gov. Is that correct, George?
So that's the state's website. You can do almost everything there. If you live in Jeffco, and I think most or all of you do, votejeffco.com has everything you need and more than the state site. So at votejeffco.com, you'll find the ballot tracking, you'll find our sample ballots in Jeffco, and you'll be able to do everything that the state site lets you do. So if you live in Jeffco, I'd encourage you to go to votejeffco.com.
And you did clarify too that, oh yeah, definitely sign up for the alerts, folks. Those makes you feel really good. So it's nice to get all of that information at the tip of your fingers. And you did say right now it's too late to mail your ballot, but people can still take them to the voter drop boxes, right?
That's exactly right. So we work very closely with the post office, and we work with the post office to find what is the longest amount of time it's taking for a ballot to get back in Jefferson County, because postmarks don't count. That ballot needs to be in our hands by 7 p.m. on Tuesday. And the post office tells us that's 8 days, which was this past Monday. Now, you know, a lot of us mail things a lot. We get the mail in 2 to 3 days. People find it crazy when we say you've got to mail it within 8 days of the election, but we have found that rare case of mail taking up to 8 days, and we don't want your ballot to be late. So we've doubled the number of drop boxes. You can use drop boxes up until 7 p.m. on election night. And so at this point, I'd encourage you not to put it in the mail, but to use any of our 31 drop boxes. And even, I'll tell you a secret that we as clerks don't love spreading too widely because it delays processing, but you can actually turn your ballot into any drop box in the state. So if you are working in Denver late on Tuesday night and forgot to get your ballot and won't get back to Jeffco in time, put it in a Denver drop box and we'll get it and be able to count it.
Okay. That's really good information too. And people can actually still show up to the open polls that are in person for voting, right? And you can do that all on the day of the election as well, right?
Vote centers opened on Monday. They are open every day this week, including Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Next Monday, the 29th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then Tuesday, election day, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And you just need to be in line at 1. We hope there aren't any lines in this June primary, but you just need to be in line at 1 by 7 p.m. on Tuesday, June 30th. And no matter how long it takes, you'll be able to get processed and vote.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I know from you and I have been talking too, and we've talked a little bit about equity in voting. So as you said, Lakewood had one location years ago, and it's one of our largest cities in Jeffco. And I know that it was a problem for years. We have some of our PTAs that are over in the Edgewater, Alameda, Jefferson area, and it was a problem for people to actually get to a voting location or drop box. over there. So I appreciate, you said you increased it to 7 so far?
Lakewood has, I believe, 7 right now. And so they got 6 of our new ones, and we're still looking for an additional 3 or 4 locations for November's election in the county where we'll be putting in more drop boxes where the data frankly tells us it's needed. We're looking at the precinct by precinct turnout data and to make sure that we're covering every area, and especially those that are showing traditionally lower turnout.
Wonderful. Well, we have people right here on our call who are signing up for ballot tracks right now. So
Awesome.
It's how easy it is. So thank you. Thank you. Oh, there's Liz. Yep, she said it too. So thank you.
Thanks, Liz.
Does anyone have any other questions for George? Well, send us a picture of you with your puppy, please. So, and your lovely new wife. And thank you so much for joining PTA yet again to share information with us and keep us in the know. And of course, even though you don't like to share some of those secrets, we are recording this and we plan to put it out to everyone we know. So
Good.
Thank you for everything, and thank you for joining us. We so appreciate you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thanks for all you do for our students, and congrats to the students being celebrated after this year.
We are so grateful for you. Thank you so much. You
Have a great
are welcome to stay on the call, or I know it's election time, so don't feel that you need to stay with us all night. We understand. And there will be a video recording you can watch the day after the election, so you can help honor our students as well.
Awesome. Thank you all.
Thank you. All right. Well, I am going to, at this point, turn over momentarily to Cindy Von Sanger, our amazing Reflections Chair for Jeffco PTA. We have 3 wonderful students who have been recognized by National PTA Reflections. So, Cindy, if you would please speak up, and I will push the buttons as you direct me.
All right, thank you, everybody. Yes, we have 3 students from Jeffco this year who have won national awards. Our first award goes to Madhvi Chatur. She is a 4th grader at Hackberry Hill. Madhvi enters Reflections like nobody else I've ever seen. She will enter in many different categories. She has won numerous Jeffco awards, numerous state awards. This is her first time she has won at the national level. Music is her passion. She has written a piece this year that was actually 6 different instruments. So in 4th grade, she is writing orchestral pieces. So if you wouldn't mind, Shauna, we'll take a quick listen.
Quite beautiful.
Yes, that's just
the entire piece, just to be clear.
Right. You can listen to the entire piece if you go to the website and find the Jeffco winners. Madhvi's piece is on there.
And Madhvi is actually with us. I saw her sign on. Would you like to say something? Feel free to unmute yourself.
Unmute, yes. Yeah, say hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. It's so good to see you. We are so proud of your hard work.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. And you're going to do this again next year, correct?
Yes.
Well, it has been a pleasure seeing you grow up over the years, and you keep doing the music, and we can't wait to see what you create for us next year. Thank you, Madhvi. We'll applaud. Go ahead, everybody.
Yay. Congratulations.
Go ahead, Cindy.
Okay, our next winner is Kinley Mcdonald. She is a 1st grader at Westwoods Elementary. I believe this is her 1st year entering, since she is only in 1st grade, but she hit it out of the park. She wrote a little song here, and it won an award of merit at the national level.
And we'll play that for you. Little snippet. Kinley has also joined us tonight. We are so very proud of your hard work and grateful to have you joining us tonight. Kinley, would you like to say anything?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Perfect. Now, Kinley, what grade are you in?
First.
First. That was a wonderful, wonderful piece that you put together for us and for National. So I assume when you're in second grade next year, you're going to do this again, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. And I know your school is just down the street from me, actually. And I hope you're going to participate in maybe some artwork and things like that as well, and encourage your friends to join too.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Well, everyone, applause for Kinley, and thank you for joining us.
Yay, congratulations.
Okay, and our next one is Val. Val has also joined us. So Cindy, back to you.
Okay, this is Val Hyde Ursin from, she's 8th grader at Evergreen Middle School. She's won at Jeffco for the last 2 years in literature. She won a silver at state last year, but this year she won the gold. And then it went on to nationals and won an award of merit for her poem here.
Wow.
I don't know if we can read it from the screen. It's a little.
If you visit the website, you can click on it to expand it so you can see it a little bit better. So it's in a thumbnail right now. So Val is with us though. Val, would you like to say a few words as well?
Sure. I don't really know what to say.
Don't you love it? It's somebody else's mother who's asking you to speak on camera. I understand that. We are so very proud of you. So for submitting, for participating, you're amazing. The work that you have put into this is very evident. You clearly worked very hard, and you certainly have a way with words. Is this something you just love doing, is writing, literature? Is that your passion?
Yeah, I mean, kind of, I guess. Sorry.
No, you're completely fine. And Val, what grade are you in?
I'm in 8th grade.
Wonderful. So will you be going to Evergreen High School next year?
Yeah, I think so.
Wonderful. Well, that is also a PTA school, and they do have reflections. So I do hope you will participate again. Highly encourage you to participate and get your friends to participate. We very much enjoy honoring you. We very much enjoy seeing what you produce. So please encourage even more of your high school friends to participate in this. We know the quality of students we have in Jefferson County, in the arts especially. This is why it's been Cindy's passion for 9 years with us doing this program. So everyone, applause for Val.
Yay, congratulations.
So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We're actually going to move right into sharing some videos with you all, because Jeffco PTA gave away 3 scholarship winners, 3 scholarships this year. And because we couldn't have our spring fling to honor all of our amazing awardees and students, we have had to do Zoom meetings with all of our awardees so that we could get a video that we could share and try to honor you more properly for the work that you've done. I didn't see any of our scholarship winners able to join us tonight, but they were sent the link. So we're going to go ahead and just watch the video, and I apologize in advance if I say the word too many times. Hello, Jeffco. This is Shauna Fritzler from Jeffco PTA. We are here to present one of our scholarships to an amazing Jeffco student. And the scholarships committee consists of Michelle Patterson, Debbie Carpenter, Nancy McCandless, myself, and my Vice President of Outreach, Liz Rowland. Liz Rowland is also our scholarship chair, and she will kick us off now. Take it away, Liz.
Thank you, Shauna, so much. First, I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank our amazing Jeffco 2020 graduating seniors. What a year they have had, and what an ending they have had. With all the challenges that have amazed by the 3 applicants that we chose for scholarship. We at Jeffco were very fortunate to receive many applications. And myself personally, and I'm sure my committee can attest, we have some amazing seniors in Jeffco. As we move forward, I will be introducing each of our applicants that won a scholarship. Normally, this would be done at our Jeffco PTA Spring Fling. We'd all have a wonderful time chatting and seeing each other the one time a year. We celebrate each other and celebrate our seniors. But with the pandemic, as we all must concede and conform to the challenges, Zoom it is. So here we go, guys. So Jeffco PTA is pleased to announce our first scholarship winner is Jocelyn Gottfried. She is the recipient of a $1,000 scholarship from Jeffco PTA. Jocelyn is graduating from Arvada West High School. She's been accepted to approximately 8 schools, and Emerson College in Boston is her forefront at the moment. She's investing in herself and her future, so we are very proud of her. She would like to major in film or possibly creative writing. She also hopes to minor in communication. She is very passionate about arts and how media can challenge people's perspectives to the outside world. She hopes to produce documentaries or even write articles to open people to the world around them. Jocelyn is the co-founder of Arvada West Intersectional Feminist Club, along with many activities, volunteer opportunities, musical endeavors. Jocelyn even found time to work part-time. Not real sure how she did all this. I'm exhausted just reading it. I want to start by saying, in the words of Carrie Dahlman, Arvada West high school teacher, he stated in her reference letter for Jocelyn, she exemplifies what it means to be globally and civically engaged in her community and has proven her ability to collaborate with others and lead by influencing in order to achieve a common goal. The words used in some of her other reference letters to describe Jocelyn were generous, kind, collaborative, community, positive, and willing to make a better place in our community. Jocelyn is going to do amazing things in our future and hers. Before we have an opportunity to hear from Jocelyn, we have a little surprise for Jocelyn. Her amazing guest, Carrie Dahlman, would like to say a few words. Take it away, Carrie.
Thank you, Liz, and thank you, everyone. Hi, Jocelyn.
Hi.
Jocelyn, every teacher wants to see their students passionate about something other than TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, right? But we don't always get to see that. And with you, it was really clear immediately from the day you came and asked if I would be the sponsor of the Feminist Club, that you had a passion and a burning passion to achieve. You are my student hero. I am just so incredibly impressed. Liz mentioned the Jeffco generation skill of civic and global engagement. And that's one of the things that our district expects all students to graduate with. But we don't often get to see students really show those skills. And, you know, you learned how to advocate for yourself. You learned how to advocate for others. And, you know, it's never easy to be told no. And you were told no eventually at the beginning by your school administrators, right? And sometimes when people hear no, they just give up, but not you. You learned how to turn a no into a yes. And you did it by going out to your fellow students and going out to the community and getting people to support the thing that you knew was right. It was the right thing to do for all of the women in our school. It's the right thing to do for all of the girls and women in schools all a burning fire, and I just want to keep saying stoke that, because with the work that you will do over the course of your life, and you have a lot of life left to live, you're going to help make this world a better place, not just for yourself, but for others. And I thank you, Jocelyn. It really was a privilege and a pleasure to get you.
Very well said, Carrie. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it had me in tears. So Jocelyn, we would love to hear from you.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know I needed to for a speech, but I'm ready to talk. Thank you guys so much. I mean, like Ms. Dolman said, I am bad at taking no for an answer. So I'm just so glad that Ms. Dolman told me about this opportunity and that like I could have this opportunity to get this money to put towards my college, because even though I have a lot of spirit and really am willing to go forward and like with my passions, at the same time, money has always been an issue for me. So it just feels so good to be like acknowledged for what I've done, and also to have some support backing that up with money. Because even though it's hard that that's a problem, you know, it is for me. So I'm just so thankful for the scholarship I received. And I'm so happy I got to work with you guys and speak to you guys about my project a while back. But, you know, it's just such like an honor to not only see like the effects in my own school, but also see the effects of my project on others, including adults, because it's nice to hear people praise what I've done instead of hear no's. So I just thank you guys so much. Like that's the reason I kept going and I never took no for an answer, because I saw that there really were people that wanted this and were backing it up. So thank you guys for everything having to do with that. And yes, thank you to everybody. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Ms. Dahlman, for being my sponsor and taking me on.
You're welcome.
Sorry, I would have prepared more.
No, you're
but just thank you. If you have any questions, I'll answer your questions.
Well, Jocelyn, we could not be more proud of you. So you presented to the Jeffco PTA board at the beginning of the year, and we were blown away with you. So
Thank you.
The scholarship committee, quite honestly, was so delighted to see your application. And there were, like Liz said, there were amazing applicants this year, and so many of them. And we wish we could do so much more than what we already do, but you were truly incredible, and we appreciate your engagement, and we hope that you will go take on the world and keep in touch with us. We are grateful. Okay, and the next one is Caitlyn Fees. So I'm doing my best not to do the ugly cry here in this video. It's really hard to rewatch our students. They're amazing. Hello, everyone. This is Shauna with Jeffco PTA. We're here to honor another one of our scholarship winners. I have our scholarship committee is Michelle Patterson, Debbie Carpenter, Nancy McCandless, myself, and our Vice President of Outreach, Liz Rowland. So Liz, take it away.
Thank you, Shauna. First, we would like to take this time to recognize all of our amazing Jeffco 2020 seniors. This class has been faced with some challenges for sure, but they have gone with their heads held high and bright smiles as they look to the future. You guys are all going to be amazing as you venture out into the world ahead of you. We are so proud of all of you. Jeffco PTA was able to award 3 scholarships this year. With the challenge of the current pandemic, we were not able to recognize them in person at our Jeffco PTA Spring Fling, but did not want them to go unnoticed. So like everyone around, we're conforming to the challenge, and Zoom it is. Jeffco PTA received so many out-of-this-world scholarship apps this year. I, for one, am so proud of our graduating class of 2020. These kids are going to make a huge difference to us, the world, and the community. Jeffco PTA is pleased to announce Caitlyn Fees is the recipient of a $500 scholarship. Caitlyn is an Arvada West High School graduating senior. is excited to announce she will be attending the University of New England in the fall. Hope you're taking a coat. It's going to be cold. Caitlyn has grown up with challenges in her life. As she navigated her family's challenges, she started her own photography business, worked part-time, was the president of the National Art Society, earned a varsity letter, as well as an academic gold bar, all while maintaining a 4.3 GPA. I, for one, needed math after that.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Her experience with mental illness in her own family has helped her with the understanding for the needs other families have for respite care. She also found solace in her work with animals, especially with the behavioral team at the Foothills Animal Shelter. She found New England is the best school to combine both psychology and animal behavior. She's going to be living her dream, her best life, her happiest life. As stated by Kobe Lagat, VP of Lagat Electric, she has a reputation for being an animal whisperer. She is also known for her dedication, kind and caring nature, positive personality, driven and independent. I can tell you, reading your reference letters, they were nothing short of amazing. People had wonderful things to say about you. The families and animals that will be in your future are going to be so fortunate to have you. And we at Jeffco are so proud of you and to say that you are one of our own. We are also proud to see what your future brings and the dreams that hold ahead for you as you move forward in psychology and training animals to help special needs people. That is amazing. Caitlyn, would you like to tell us a few things about yourself?
Of course. Well, I first wanted to say thank you. It means so much to me to have all of your guys' support and belief in my future. I definitely have gone through a lot. Growing up with a sister with mental illness has been challenging, but it's taught me so many wonderful things, and it's just my dream to be able to help other kids in my situation. And I've always loved animals, so I'm really excited to be able to work with them. And the University of New England is my dream school, and having scholarships like this one is definitely gonna make it easier for me to have less stress and focus on my schooling so that I can accomplish my dreams. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your support.
Caitlyn, you are wonderful. I forgot my tissues. Try not to do the ugly cry. Thank you so much. Please keep in touch with us and let us know how things are going as you start college. And we look forward to seeing you go change the world.
Thank you
You're
guys
going to
so
be
much.
amazing.
Whoops.
Hello, everyone. This is Shauna.
Whoops. Let's not watch that one again. Now we're going to watch Shelby Robb. She's the last of our scholarship winners.
Hi, this is Shauna from Jeffco PTA. We are here to recognize another one of our amazing students in Jeffco who we are awarding a scholarship to. The scholarship committee consists of Michelle Patterson, Nancy McCandless, Debbie Carpenter, myself, and my Vice President of Outreach, Liz Rowland, who is going to present the scholarship now. Thank you so much, Shauna. First off, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our amazing Jeffco 2020 graduating seniors. This class was faced with many challenges, and they kept their heads held high and bright smiles as they looked to their future. This is going to be an amazing class. You guys are going to venture out into the world and do amazing things for all of us. We are all so proud of how you have handled everything toward the end of your year. Jeffco PTA was able to award 3 scholarships this therapist. Reading some of her other reference letters, we found out a little bit more about Shelby. That she always does her best, is kind, draws people to her, is a leader. Shelby has quite the road ahead of her, and her attributes will help strengthen those around her. The people Shelby helps in the future are going to be the lucky ones. We are the lucky ones here at Jeffco PTA to have gotten just a slight glimpse into the life of Shelby. She's a very busy, active, generous, kind young lady, and we are excited to see where her future takes her. Shelby, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, please. Thank you. So a little bit about me. While I was at Arvada West, I earned a varsity letter in both softball and track for 4 years. I earned first team Jeffco All Conference in softball as a sophomore, junior, and senior. In addition to honorable mention All-State for softball as a sophomore and senior. I was also a member of the National Honor Society as well as National Technical Honor Society through Warren Tech. As a junior, I studied sports medicine at Warren Tech, and then as a senior, I studied outdoor leadership at Warren Tech Central. All of these activities throughout high school have helped lead me to decide on my career path as a recreational therapist. In addition, my parents have been my biggest supporters throughout my whole life, from academics to athletics to everything in between. They've pushed me to be successful and have always had high expectations of myself, and without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. I also, throughout all of my years of softball and sports, all of my coaches have pushed me to be the best that I can mentally and physically, and without any of my coaches throughout the years, I definitely would not be able to achieve my dream of being able to be a collegiate softball player. In addition, my Warren Tech teacher, Mr. Nelson, at Outdoor Leadership, thanks to him and showing me all of the different career options and paths, thanks to him I was able to kind of decide what I want to do and study, and I'll be able to pursue now what I want to do as recreational therapist. And finally, this scholarship is going to be greatly beneficial to me in helping me pay for my tuition, fees, and other materials that I'll need at MSU. This scholarship will allow me to focus less on trying to find ways to cover the costs of college, and I get to focus more on being able to be a student and an athlete, and post-college and post-graduation, when I begin my career and look to find a job, I get to focus on that rather than paying off my student loans. Thank you.
Shelby, you are absolutely incredible. We are so delighted to give you this scholarship. Everybody, please give Shelby virtual applause. So please. I want to thank you so much. I want to thank you so much, Shelby, for sending in your application. I want you to know the committee really just had tears in their eyes. You are an amazing young lady. You're doing wonderful, wonderful things. And we are so excited to see what your future brings. And please stay in touch with the Jeffco PTA, because we'd love to follow your path and see how it all goes.
Definitely. Thank you. Yes, I will keep in touch.
Thank you, Shelby. Good luck. Virtual applause.
We have actually already had our presentation on the bylaws. So there is just that voting piece, which is on this page on the website. Please, all of you who are members of PTA, go vote. So we would really like that student member and the clarity on committees. That is actually the that is actually the content of our meeting tonight. And we have one more award call, Zoom meeting call tomorrow. We really tried to get everyone scheduled so that we could do all of these awards in one night, one recording, and we're just under the marker. So we will award our other honorees and PTA units in a separate call, but I do need to just make sure that I say to this entire board, thank you. It was no small task to go from a spring fling that we were planning and excited for to a pandemic, moving everything online, having the pandemic last this long, and still wanting to honor all of these really wonderful, wonderful people. It's absolutely amazing what you have all done. And you know, this has been a lot of Zoom meetings, even though there are only a few minutes. I've put a lot of you on the spot and asked people to give speeches and handle those pieces, but you as a board have been phenomenal, and I appreciate you trying to show up to everything to honor our students, our other honorees and awardees, and our PTA units. So my appreciation to you. There are a few comments in the chat. Kinley, we like your name. So it is a very unique name. Mike, let's see. Mike? I'm not even going there. So Val says, thank you so much, everybody. They did have to go, but congratulations to the reflections winners. Tina says she's so impressed by our kids. Totally agree. It was phenomenal. I know Liz will speak to the scholarship awardees, all of our honorees. Seriously, these kids that we've honored tonight are amazing. So Jeffco does a phenomenal job. Anybody have any questions for the record?